YouTube's been kind of funny with doing what it's supposed to do. Seems like it's going. All right. Hello. Okay. So YouTube streams are live. Good, good, good. Um, we'll minimize that. And I also downloaded Live Split and I have no idea how to use it. And I wanted to check the Elgato Marketplace. Okay. So there is a Live Split what's it called? Thing integration Live Split plugin. Okay. So that way we can have buttons. So um where do I put these buttons? I'll put them on the Stream Deck Plus. So Live Split. Resume. Pause. Says it's connected. And let's just put reset as well. I'm going to move this over here since I'm not sure how exactly that works. Or actually, I'll put it over here on the toolbar. Okay. Live split seems to be set up. Um, how do I start the timer? Reset. Ah, so I don't even. Okay, I got it working. So we'll have a live split timer. The reason why I got the live split timer is because I will be what's it called? Using it to track progress because I plan on trying to do this run not only on stream but off stream and uploading the VODs. So I want to be tracking the process and having the timer there at all times so that we're not seeing anything out of the ordinary so that you guys don't see or think that like I'm trying to circumvent my own rules or anything like that. So I'm trying to make myself as accountable as possible using the software. All right, let's move. I'm going to hit OK on that. Let's move the chat up to there so I can follow it. Um, I'm pretty sure my rules are done. I just need to do a YouTube message as well. YouTube, send message to channel. Okay. And that should be good. Everything should be good. So if we type in that, maybe it does something, maybe it doesn't. No, it's not showing anything for me. That's not good. All right. Well, that's something I'll have to fix later. Maybe I'll fix it during a break because it's already 6:10 and we've got games to play. So let's get this running. Let's get rolling. So, fresh start. Is what we're doing. I'm going to get rid of the rules from the screen because we're going to have it as chat command, even though the command doesn't work. Oh, I just saw your message, Mick Coos. Fresh start, hardcore run, yeah. So I'm gonna. These were like just me kind of dipping in. This was Sunday's stream, so I'm just gonna get rid of this guy. I'm doing this myself separately because I had an idea for potentially doing a what's it called? For doing a why is this all out of order? A summoning run and calling it like Necro Pacifist, right? Like I cannot directly harm any enemy and have to clear the entire game, summons only, uniques only, and this is a test for that. So Necro, hardcore, we'll call him unique because he's uniques only, and we're gonna go right into it.
Good day.
Why are my messages not showing up? You're new to the game, want to see it? Awesome. So since we're uniques only, drop the wand. I'm going to have to punch the first couple of enemies to death. And I definitely don't want to be on player 6. So we'll do players, let's do players 3 to start out. It'll make things a little rough in the beginning. I will be playing single player only.
Beware.
Why? My chat is kind of broken. One moment. For some reason, it's showing me messages. But the new messages aren't on the bottom of the chat, which is kind of silly. All right, so same setup as Sunday stream. We're gonna play Necro, hardcore only, no summons. So that means I'm gonna be Bone Necro. Whoop. So we'll be punching until we get teeth, which is going to be pretty quickly, honestly. And then, since I haven't done a single player playthrough in forever, I'm going to kind of use my knowledge, my BattleNet knowledge for leveling, which means once we get to Tristram, we'll probably run Tristram a couple of times for levels. And that was one of the downsides to Sunday's stream I'm still probably better off punching through the moment. Or maybe not. But that was one of the downsides to Sunday's stream, was the fact that I went into Act 2, right? And we didn't have really the resources to do Act 2 properly. So I want to start Act 2 at a higher level. It's pretty dangerous running into Act 2, especially with no gear, right? Because we are playing uniques only, which means I can't equip anything that is not a unique item. Oh, nice. Skill Shrine, +2 to skills for not 90 seconds.
Not enough mana.
Don't know if you do know this or not, but Diablo 2's timing is wrong. So a minute in Diablo 2 time is not a minute in real time. I believe for every 30 seconds in the game, it's 24 seconds of real time. So buffs last odd intervals compared to what you would think they would be. We're going to put points into energy to start out because mana is going to be a major problem for the foreseeable future. And let's also drop the players to 1 for Den of Evil, primarily just to make it so that we get through Den quickly.
Within this place.
Whole point of doing Den is just for the skill point. Experience gain in here is kind of secondary, at least for what we're doing. I didn't just pick up gear, did I? And I'm going to be constantly checking my pickups as I get them, just because I want to make sure that I don't accidentally put on a piece of gear. Something to keep in mind though, especially if you're new to the game, right? Things that aren't really made clear to you, and this is an older game, defense in this game. Having defense does not mean that you negate damage. If you have defense in Diablo 2, that's basically your chance to evade an attack. So it's the chance for an enemy to hit you, not like armor or something like that. That doesn't exist in this game in that kind of stat. As far as damage reduction, there are specific stats that you can roll on gear that are like damage reduced by, and it'll say like a number, or you can have some things. I believe there's a stat where it's physical damage reduced by a certain percent. All right, 5 more points into energy, and that's probably the last point into energy we're gonna put. Bone armor, because we're gonna need the survivability, especially right now since I just sunk my first 2 levels into vitality. Taking notes. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that the game just does not tell you, unfortunately.
I need mana.
Is this set up correctly? It's not. My buttons aren't set properly, but it's fine. But yeah, so even with the fact that we're playing uniques only, so we're not going to have armor for a long time, it's really only important in the grand scheme of it would make it so that we're harder to hit. Something that the game never tells you is, so here, I have 6 defense by default. If you start moving, you can see my 6 defense is now 0. Because while you are moving, you do not have defense at all. So early game, it's not going to matter if I pick up an item for the most part, because I will be running for the most part. Yeah, what the heck. So defense is a very low important stat in regard to if you're trying to reduce the amount of damage you take from a hit. The flat reduction to get hit, obviously very important, because if you have thousands of defense in the end game, your chance to be hit is very low. But that 1000 damage you take from this hypothetical hit will always be 1000 unless you have other things. Whoops. I wanted to pick this up to sell. Oh, run invalidated. I hit something with a staff. But
not enough mana.
What's it called? That's why you have to invest into alternate forms or alternate layers of protection. Most endgame armors are going to have resistances, damage reduction, damage absorption, stats like that. And this game has so many different stats in it that there's many ways to build a character. Elemental damage, you're gonna want resistances. So cold resistance is, or a resistance is a flat percentage, right? So if you have 10% cold resistance and you get hit for 100 cold damage, you will take 90 of that damage.
I need mana.
Another thing that's good for people who are new to know is, so what I'm facing here, this is what is known as a boss group. So in a boss group, you have one named enemy. In this case, his name is Corpse Fire. And then you'll have enemies that are known as minions. Boss groups, when you kill them, give you 500% the amount of experience that enemy normally gives you. And that counts for all of the members of the group. So even though this is the special named one, all of the minions give that 500%. So if you're grinding for experience, boss groups are very important for that. I don't want that. Actually, I do want this because it could have magic bind on it. And that's then cleared. I'm just gonna save and exit because, what's it called?
Good day.
It's easier to do that. Don't have to waste the portal.
You have clenched.
And talk to Akara. She gives you a skill point. Now we have +3 or 3 to teeth. Gonna cast this. Let's actually. Light radius, max damage. I'll be needing a bunch of these, so I'm just gonna buy the tome now, and we'll spend the rest on mana potions. Huh. That would have been useful if we could use it, but... Alright. Mana potions, because we're gonna be using mana very quickly. But, like I said, those boss groups gonna be super important for getting experience. Right now I'm gonna leave the players count down on 1, right? Pretty sure that's what I left it at. Oh, thanks for the follow, man. But I'm gonna leave the players count down on 1, primarily for speed. And we're going to navigate our way over to the Cold Plains, and we're going to do the second quest, which is the Burial Grounds. The primary reason we're doing this is to get our mercenary unlocked. We really could skip this until later, because there's a benefit in the fact that if you wait to hand it in until much later on, your mercenary will be hired at your level. Didn't pick up a key yet. So that's always nice. But for the moment, we're going to try to just do it. My brain is... I spent all last night... Today's Tuesday, right? Yeah, I spent all last night playing the other run, which is summons only. So I was rushing the mercenary every time because it was very instrumental into making the run work. We're gonna grab a waypoint. So if we find Stony Field first, we're actually fine too. We can wait to do Blood Raven later. Oh, yes please. And this bone armor that I have from the skill, it only reduces physical damage, and it only reduces physical melee damage. So even though it's a bonus, 20 life, basically, because it absorbs 20 damage, it only counts for things that walk up and hit you. Anything that casts spells and any archers, their attacks will just hit you. And they'll hit your life bar. And things like that are pretty clearly explained. Now, hey, we found burial grounds anyway. So we'll kill Blood Raven if we can. I'm gonna drink 2 of these and put mana down here. And I like to give Diablo the benefit of the doubt sometimes for how it presents its information. Because every now and then things are very clear. And then something that you think is very clear because it says, you know, does this thing, ends up being very obtuse. Like something that a lot of newer players, myself included when I was young and was into this game, will potentially be confused by is magic resistance, right? So when you start seeing enemies that are immune to magic, what that only means is they're immune to magic damage, not magic spells, right? But me being a middle schooler when I played this game for the first time, immune to magic just meant immune to magic. Like, you cast a spell, they're immune to it. It wasn't until much later that I realized that's not quite how it works. There we go. I'm going to be picking up these chip gems just because they'll be important later for re-rolling magic items. Chip topazes are actually going to be super important for us too, because we can use them to create magic find gear. And on the Sunday run, we actually got super lucky. I should drink this so I can just run. We got super lucky because I just had a chip topaz that I kept upgrading from finding gem shrines. If you ever find a gem shrine and you only have 1 gem in your inventory, it will always upgrade that gem. So it's kind of like your guaranteed way to making perfect gems, which isn't necessarily like a shortcut to being powerful early on, because gems have level requirements. But it's a shortcut to getting specific things if you're like crafting, or you need a specific tier of gem to use a cube recipe. Oh, I found Bishibosh. Random. I'm just gonna teeth into this, because Bishibosh is worth experience. I'm going to open my inventory to pick up this wand so I don't equip it by mistake. Did it have anything on it? +1 to teeth. Again, not a unique, so I can't equip it, but we'll sell it for a couple of gold.
enough mana.
Picked up these gloves by mistake. Throwing knife. Nice.
I need a key.
Still haven't found a key. We're level 5 now. Nice. I'm gonna start putting my points into vitality because it's about time we started getting more health. That's a really convenient Stony Field. I want to find the waypoint for Stony Field. Ooh. Where'd Rocknishu go? There he is. No, get away! There we go. Ooh, I even killed him without setting off the lightning again. Beautiful. Alright, so these are champion enemies. I wouldn't quote me on this because my memory's a little rusty, but champion enemies, I believe, give you 300% bonus experience instead of the 500% that the bosses do. So, named enemies with minions, 500%. Champion enemies, fanatics, ghostly, whatever, 300%. Still good, just not as good if you're grinding for experience and you were hoping to get a boss group and instead you got a champion group. Oh, hey. This is actually a very convenient Stony Field. Everything's nice and close together. We didn't even have to go through the entire map to find the waypoint, the underground passage, and the Carnstones. I think on Sunday the run was a lot harder because I kept upping the players count.
I need mana.
Like, I think we were trying to play it like players 5 the entire time, and that's why I was struggling so hard. But we'll get through the easy game, or we'll get through the early game nice and easy. So here we have a champion group, or a boss group, sorry. Yeah, this feels night and day different compared to our Sunday playthrough. And even yesterday, I think I was trying to clear this at players 3 with just summons, and it was the worst. It would have sucked if I died to that.
Not enough mana.
Alright, we should probably pay more attention to our life. I'm gonna pick up these healing potions, and honestly, wouldn't it be a bad idea to use some of these teleport scrolls that are on the ground? Corpse explosion. I do believe we're at that point where we can swap over to corpse explosion for our right click. Nothing better. Oh, let's buy identifies. As long as it goes up more than 100 in value, you're at least not wasting money on the identify scroll. Since they're about like 80, right? Yeah. The worst part about this run, honestly, and the other creators that I've seen do run similar to this, is the fact that you don't have a belt for so long. And if you haven't played this game before, your potions, the amount of potions you can have equipped at one time, is related to having a belt equipped. So by not having a belt, we are limited to just the 4 potion slots on the bottom. But you can eventually make that 16 slots with higher tiers of belt. Hey, a key. I don't know if that's the first one that's dropped and I've just not been, or if I've just not been paying attention. Grand Charm. On the rules that I had on Sunday, I said that
I need mana.
charms were fine so long as they were magic find only. So if we found like a charm that had 10 magic find and nothing else, not that we'll be fighting something that has that much magic find in Act 1. But if we found something like that, I would allow it. Just because it's magic find gear. I didn't want it to be a loophole that I could abuse to get like resistances and stuff by just stacking a bunch of charms in my inventory. Wait. Oh, I can just spam for a second.
Not enough mana. I need mana.
Corpse Explosion, best skill ever. Ooh. Don't hurt me. Don't hurt me, I'm fragile. Stop! We found level 2. You know what? I'm gonna clear it and open the chest. Because, you know, you never know where we can find our first unique.
Not enough mana.
You never know. Put on bone armor for just a little bit of safety going around these corners. Sir. I love the lighting in this game so much. There should be a boss group down here. I'm assuming it's on the left side instead of the right side. Chip Sapphire. Take those.
I need mana.
There it is. So I knew I should have made this run set items and uniques only, because of course our first find is a set item. Oh no. A sign of things to come. Oh. Where's those arrows coming from? Right there? You. Out my face. Hey, another key. So that's Plaguelaw's shield. It has what, like slows target by 25. No, poison length reduced. That would be really good for the Act 1 boss. Just to reduce the amount of damage you take, because Endariel's constantly poisoning you. Oh man. Thanks a lot, Magic Find. Backfired on me. But yeah, as I posted earlier on the social channels and stuff, I've just been super obsessed with just Diablo 2 challenge runs, just because I've been watching creators that make them, and I've just not been able to stop like thinking about them as a concept. So that's kind of what spurred me to try to make my own. And I saw someone do a uniques only run, but they did it as a barbarian, I think. And they're a very good content creator too. I've been watching their videos. I believe it's Zarfin the Loot Goblin, and very well edited. And just watching their videos and then watching the backlogs video of like Molotovs only and the pacifist run, and watching a bunch of llama videos back in the day, I just couldn't get my mind off of it. And so that's why we're here doing this after not playing Diablo 2 for I don't know how many years. Gonna check over here for the tree. So if you don't know, this is Darkwood. We're in Act 1 still, but you're looking for a tree on this map. It is a very large tree, and inside the tree there's a scroll. It is guarded by 3 large enemies. I say large because they are physically large, not like imposing or anything like that. But it's 3 brute enemies. I didn't need that, but ma'am, you just stop following me.
Not enough mana.
I'm being followed by the ladies in the woods. It's not okay. I don't feel safe. Should have picked up that jawbone cap. Oh, why did I do that? I just got rid of this experience shrine just so that I could run. Okay, we found the tree. It is right here to the left. I wish I could tell you guys why it is that my Darkwood is as dark as it is, because I've been playing nothing but Diablo 2 for the past couple of days, and this is the darkest I've seen it. So Treehead and his minions are extra strong, extra fast. And you can see I tried to put up a bone armor real fast because of the fact that they're just chasing me and hitting me. And bone armor went out in 2 hits. So lots of kiting, lots of running around. But we get there in the end.
I can't carry anymore.
Yes, you can. And then we need to pick up the scroll too.
Inner spirits.
And I haven't seen the waypoint yet. Ooh. I'll take that. Ah, perfect. Okay. So, this is the part of the run where we get to kind of detour a little bit.
Ah, very good.
And that's because we have found the scroll, which is going to open up Tristram for us. Now, because I'm BattleNet pilled from all the time that I played Diablo, and most of my single player stuff was done in this game, in Resurrected, not the original, my brain works thinking of like BattleNet speed leveling
Can't
strats.
carry anymore.
And BattleNet speed leveling strats have you going through Tristram until like level 14, I want to say.
Proud Tristram.
But that only works on BattleNet because it's players 8. Because, you know, there's 8 people playing in the game with you. That's what makes it worthwhile. if you are doing it solo, it's really not that much better than anything else. But what makes Tristram strong is you usually have a champion pack. That's these guys that I'm fighting now. And you usually also get a boss pack. So if you're playing online with people on Battle.net, you would do Trist runs until level 14, even up to level 16. There's not really a reason you stop at 14. The experience just kind of drops off a little bit. I've seen people doing Tristram runs all the way up to level 18, which not super recommended. And here's the boss pack. And they have mana burn. You guys suck. Get rid of this Carver Shaman because he's just going to keep resurrecting the Carvers. And where'd that archer go? Oh, I thought he was going to level me up. That's the only reason I came back to hit him again. Rescue Kane. We got actually super lucky and got double champion packs. So there's our level. I'm actually, oh man, I want to pick those up to check if they're magic-fied pieces. I didn't need to drink as many potions as I did. So, Deckard Kane, super important, primarily because of the fact that he will identify your items for free. So, boom, identify, and we move on. No magic find stuff. Oh, and a free ring. So, sell. If anything, I shouldn't have sold the clay gloves. I should have kept it in my stash as like a trophy, as like the first item we found in the run. I'm just gonna sell these 2 scrolls. I'm gonna put these gems away in my stash. And let's buy a bunch of mana potions because that's what we're gonna need to get by. All right. So, I'm going to go for the moment because judging by our current issues, we're going to go to players 2 to get a little bit of a boost in experience and just kind of test the waters for Tristram. If I feel like it's good enough, like we don't need to be so low, we'll bump it up to players 3, and we're basically going to look for what is our sweet spot. In fact, I can go to players 3 now. I also have to try to remember to utilize Corpse Explosion because
Not enough mana.
it's a pretty handy ability for clearing out large groups of enemies.
I need mana.
Oh, he's almost done. Perfect. Oh, if this stash rolls Magic Find on it for us, we'll be in business. There's no guarantee, but it'll be better than the alternative, which is where we are now. Grab another key. None of these guys are special. Into Tristram.
All that's left of proud Tristram are ghosts and ashes.
Alright, here's our boss pack. We got Goatman. which is fine. Oh, teleportation's not bad. Goatmen, or I guess Khazra as they're known, are fine. They can hit pretty hard. So if you roll like extra strong, definitely be careful, especially if you're playing on hardcore. But we'll do just fine. I'm gonna pick up the Bardiche. And then the nice thing about Tristram, and the reason why people do Trist runs, is you have a guaranteed boss pack, you have a guaranteed champion pack, which usually spawns right in up here. See those archers that are making their way towards me? Nope, they're gonna pick me off from far away. So players 3 is manageable from the looks of it.
I am overburdened.
Oh. Picked up a 3-socket Bardiche. Oh, and another boss pack. So you're typically guaranteed to get one, but getting multiple is always nice because, like I said earlier, these are the ones that are going to give you way more experience, 500% as opposed to the 300 from the champ packs. Griswold is fine. Is he worth killing? Yes. But he's kind of a sponge, and he can amp damage you, which can make your life real miserable. So skipping him is an option. He's definitely not required by any stretch of the word. Kill some of these guys for just drops. Ooh. I'm just gonna run out of here. In fact, I'm gonna save an exit. And then we'll do it again.
Good day.
Have Kane identify our items. And still haven't talked to her. I still don't want to get my mercenary just yet. Ah, gross. Poison length, poison damage, attack speed. When you're buying potions, potions or scrolls, you can hold down shift and right click to fill. So like these slots right here, if I hold down shift and right click, you can fill them up. I think on console, there's a button that you can hold down. I think it's one of the sticks. If you hold it down, it'll autofill, like it'll buy and autofill your belt. So wherever you play, there are ways to do it. Console actually has a nice feature too that I wish we had, which I could have if I played with a controller. And that is the inventory sorting. If I was playing an endgame character with like all my charms and everything all planned out and like my inventory completely filled, I would never sort my inventory. But while leveling up, it's nice to just be able to press a quick button and then continue playing and not having to worry about playing Loot Tetris for a couple of minutes. Yeah, players 3 is okay. I might even drop to players 2. I forgot we have skill points. We have 2 skill points. Dang. None of these curses matter for us yet, unfortunately. I think lower resist is the only one that's going to really be big. So, points into teeth. Oh no.
I need mana. I need mana. I am overburdened.
Really?
I need mana.
Was I picking up an armor? Yeah. It's like I was saying, inventory Tetris, every so often, very annoying. You'll notice that sometimes these guys get interrupted in their movement. That's a mechanic in this game called hit recovery. Every class has hit recovery frames, and there is a stat called increased hit recovery that you can roll on gear. But I do believe hit recovery... I suppose if I'm going to be spitting out random numbers, I should know what they are. So hit recovery is a stun, and there's a percentage. It's 1/12 of your health. So if I took 9 is 1/10, so, or 9.7 would be 1/10. So probably around like 8.5 damage, which obviously there's no 8.5, but probably 8 damage from a single hit. That would put me into hit recovery, which is more or less a miniature stun. And it counts for enemies too, so if you do 1/12 of an enemy's health, you will also put them into hit recovery. And all mobs in the game have hit recovery frames, so a specific amount of time that it takes for them to recover from being hit. That's the long and short of it, basically.
Not enough mana.
Since we're playing as a Necro, it takes us... Is that correct? So, Necromancer... Our default is 13 frames. So when we are hit, it takes 13 frames of animation to recover, if I'm reading this table correctly. Yeah. And at 5, if we have 5 faster hit recovery, it would take 12 frames. And it's an exponential stat, so for us to get to 3 frames, we can't even get to 3 frames. For us to get to 4 frames of hit recovery, we would need 152% faster hit recovery. I'm like trying to read and not die at the same time, which I could always pause the game if I wanted to do that.
Not enough mana.
They're still... Oh, the boss is still alive. Stone Grumble. I love the way that they did the randomized names in this game. Chip Sapphire is good. We're level 10. 10's not bad. I would say even getting close to that point where we can potentially move on from Tristram. I would like to hit 12 because Bone Wall is really nice. But I think, again, considering the fact that we're going to drop the players count back down, we should be okay. Also, I made a whole big deal earlier about having live split and then never actually added live split to the stream. So hold on a second. Let's pause. File or not file. Let's add live split and actually start the timer because I never started it because I'm terrible at this. Ow. Oh. Window source, right? Window capture, create new live split. I've never used live split before. So, oh hey, and it auto found what we wanted. We'll just drop this down here. It kind of fits. Yeah, fits under my name. Can I set a time in live split? That is the question. Because I obviously did not start it. Edit splits. Aha. That's not what I want though. I need to just edit the time, right? I'm not doing splits of any sort. Control. Come on. Is it under there? Edit splits. Start timer at. There we go. Start timer at. How far are we into the stream? We started at 6, let's say 12. Timer's not going to be 100% exact. And it is currently 7:03, so it's been 51 minutes. Is that correct? I don't know. I don't know how live split works. There. We're going to start it there. So there's your timer. And I guess I'll just have to manually input the time every time. Let's save and exit. And let's go to town. Stock up. Sell our ill-gotten gains. Reset to players 1. So that we can push forward.
Stay a while and listen.
Extra gold. Attack rating. Gold resist. Damage. Attack rating. Damn. Okay. Maybe wondering, why am I carrying all my gold on my person? Isn't that risky? Don't you drop your gold if I die? I die if I die. I'm playing hardcore. There is no gold mattering as far as putting it in the stash. Like, none of that is pertinent to us. Oh, hello. I would go kill the Countess, but I don't quite see the point since we're not grabbing any runes for anything, since this is a uniques only thing. Moongrim the Cold. Moongrin, can you drop me a unique item, please?
I need mana.
No, not in the cards. Fine. I'll go find my own unique items. I don't need you. Uh-oh. Hey, waypoint. I wasn't even looking for it. And then, you know, cue another run where I'm actually trying to find the waypoint because I need to farm Countess for early game runes. And I don't find it for like 20 minutes. It is very rough. That's why that's the challenge of the run. If I wasn't doing unique items only, I would be going to the Countess to farm up runes. Tal Eth for a stealth, which gives you faster cast and faster movement speed on a chest piece. Very good to have early game, especially for any caster character. Really any character, but casters especially, because there aren't many sources of faster hit recovery, or not faster hit recovery, faster cast rate on your chest. What else would be a good early game rune word for Necro?
This place has the stench of demons about
If I was playing a class that could use fire skills, I don't have any, except for the flame golem, which wouldn't matter anyway. But fire skills, I would have Tyr Rao. What's my favorite class? My favorite class is actually the Necromancer. It's the first character I ever played when I first played this game, back way when it was the original. Back in middle school, like I mentioned earlier. Back on the original client, where I just loved the whole summoning archetype, but of course, playing a summoner in original Diablo 2 was just asking for a bad time. I don't know. I actually, as far as Diablo 2 is concerned, I can't tell you that there's a class I don't particularly like. I would say my least played class out of all of them is going to be trying to think to make sure I remember them all. Paladin, I would say. I played a lot of Necro when I was starting out. The Assassin, I liked the kicks and stuff. Like, I liked using Dragonflight. Sorceress, obviously, everybody has tons of sorceresses if they've been playing for years, because, you know, teleport, magic binding, very synergistic, very hand-in-hand type of deal. Druid's really good. The newer stuff that they added in this with Metamorphosis and Flickering Flame, the Sunder Charms, really made it so that a lot of the Druid builds can shine a lot brighter than they used to. Because it used to be, way back when, that for the most part, it was Wind Druid or bust. And then for the shape-shifting, I did a little bit of Werebear back in the day for PvP. But not so much for endgame. But Metamorphosis makes it so that you can do all kinds of cool stuff in the end game as a shape-shifting druid, and then between Flickering Flame and the Sunder Charms, ow,
I need mana.
it's just teleportation, but he hurts so much. Playing a Javazon. Javazon's fun. When they rebalanced poison javelins, it made that early game so easy for you to be able to just get through the beginning part, just throwing poison javelins and running away, letting it just eat up all the
I
enemies.
need mana.
It falls off pretty hard in the mid game because of the fact that you end up starting to find so many things that are poison immune. But I don't think it really is that big of a deal because of the fact that you can kind of dual spec into lightning javelin skills as well. Even just having charge strike is just so good. Javazon is also one of, whoa, that's a room. Kidding me? Oh, I almost died. I'm gonna, whoops.
The Order welcomes you.
Trade. See, like, this would have been good with that other wand that I found that had +1 to teeth. Could have been a business if I wasn't doing the uniques only. All right. Minor mana. But before I got cut off or cut myself off from almost dying, I was saying Javazon so strong. It really, when you're done building it and you've got like your Titans and your Griffins, and you're just demolishing the secret cow level with like Lightning Fury, it's just such a satisfying
I need mana.
satisfying play.
Not enough mana.
Aside from like, I don't know, Mosaic Assassin, you don't really have a build that's just so good at just completely decimating.
Not enough mana.
I was gonna say, there's a boss in here, because I'm getting chilled by arrows, and there he is.
Not enough mana.
Need potions, please. Javazon's just that ultimate power fantasy of a build where you just get to press a button and delete the entire screen. That's cool though. It's fun. It's fun to do. And I kind of understand what you're saying. Where it's that whole, it's like back in the day, you know, I don't know if you ever played like old games that had cheat codes and stuff like that, but things that gave you like infinite money or infinite damage, right? So you can one-shot everything, but now it's like, well, what's the point? Like, I've been able to one-shot everything since I started playing the game. Like, where do I go from here? And that's part of the reason why like a run like this is really attractive to me, because like I myself had been playing Diablo for years, on and off. And so if I'm not doing something different, I'm doing something that I've already done probably 10, 15, 20 times. But for you starting out, like, I would enjoy it, right? Like you said, you're in a weird place because of the fact that, like, you kind of got all this best in Saka stuff. But enjoy it. And then if you ever want to give yourself a little bit of, you know, stress and heart palpitation.
Good to see you.
Good day. Yes?
Check. Okay. Yeah. Was it? Unfortunately, this happened the other day too when I was playing. I don't remember what game. Voice Mod, which is the voice changing software that I use. Not using at the moment, right? But the voice changing software that I use, like crashed in the middle of the stream, and I didn't even realize until I was done streaming. And so that day, the last hour and a half of my stream was muted. Thank you for letting me know. Ooh. Bad, 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 bad. So this is what I was talking about when we were in Tristram. But Goatmen can be extremely dangerous. Okay. That was stressful. Bone ball. Let me collect my brain for a moment. We were talking about making the game exciting, especially for the fact that you had gotten all that gear from your friend. Nothing wrong with that. My first experience with the game, after I made my what's it called? After I made my necromancer and played for a bit, you know, kind of like got my feet wet. I had friends that, you know, had been playing for a long time. So like when I got my own account, you know, they set me up with like best in slot. This was back in the day, right? So we had the Pindle bot running. We'd go out skateboarding and we'd come back and like check what the bot dropped. You know, because we were freaking like 12, 13. We didn't care if like we were botting and got banned or whatever. Like, it wasn't a big deal. So we'd go out skateboarding, come back, check what the Pindle bot got for us, stuff like that. We eventually got all the gear, right, for like tricked out PvP Amazon, and then that's kind of what I did for a while. Like, I just got given like Arcane's Valor and Wind Force and Stringoviers, all of the best in slot stuff for that particular gameplay. And like, I played it for a while, but I didn't see much of the point because, one, I didn't get the items myself, and two, it wasn't really the playstyle that I cared for. Like, just running out of town and spamming guided arrow until the people come out for like really crappy or not even low level duels, really crappy just duels. It wasn't really my cup of tea, but it's what my friends were into, so I did it.
I need mana.
And over time, if you play this game long enough, you're gonna figure out what it is you like to play. And what I like to play is Bone Necro, which is what this is going to be once it's done. Bone Spear is so strong. And then when you combine Bone Spear with Bone Prison and Corpse Explosion, it's so easy to just completely decimate like entire rooms full of stuff. The only time you run into a real problem as a necromancer in that end game setup is if you are fighting some things that are only magic immune. Like, you're in an area that there's nothing that's not magic immune, because then you can't kill anything to start the corpse explosion chain, not change, but you can't start the chain if you don't have a corpse. So I'm gonna have to go get more mana potions. But as long as you can get that first corpse down, typically you need two, because corpse explosion's damage is 70% to 120% of the corpse's life. And especially if you have like a weak enemy that you killed, you're not going to get a huge return out of it, you know?